What's up guys, my name is Harshal Mavani, and in this video we take a look at the hero who provides us with a feature that Java didn't provide us with. Any guesses? Drum rolls please. And yes, it is multiple inheritance. So yes, interfaces do provide us with multiple inheritance, but we'll have a more detailed discussion about the same. So all of this as usual in 5 minutes with a big star. Let's get started. To begin with, we will use the interface keyword to define, or let's say declare, an interface. It looks something like this. So we'll have interface, my interface, and we have our curly brackets. Now inside the interface, we will have only and only method declarations. So all the methods inside an interface are abstract in nature. Now what do I mean by abstract? These methods will only have their prototypes, will only have their declarations. They won't have definitions. So if I have public void add, I will not have anything inside the curly brackets. In fact, I won't have the curly brackets at all. Another key point to notice is that all the methods inside interfaces are public by default. So you don't need to mention the public access modifier. Interfaces cannot have constructors. Keep that in mind. So let's just note it over here because we're going to be seeing that in a while. Constructors are absent. Now, what about the variables? If I have a variable, say int I, let me just try and compile this piece of code. So we have the code over here now typed out formally. We have interface, my interface, int I, public void add, and this public access modifier is not necessary. So let me just remove it. I have void add saved. Now let's try and compile this piece of code. We have javac space interface demo.java, and I have an error. I have equal to expected. So this error is quite ambiguous. We have no idea what's happening. But if we study the behavior of interfaces, any variables declared inside interfaces are static and final. A very important point to note. All the variables inside interfaces are static and final. And as we discussed the final property, when a variable is final, it either has to be initialized in place, as we saw in the last video, a couple of videos back, final int a is equal to 100, or we do that in constructors when we have uninitialized final variables. But we just saw that constructors are absent when we are discussing interfaces. So obviously the second option is eliminated. So we are left out with only this. So we have interface int I is equal to 100. Let's try and compile this. We have javac space interface demo.java. Now this won't run because I haven't defined my main method, but nevertheless it has compiled. So that's a brief introduction to the interfaces topic.